Welcome to today's session on the latest updates to HPE storage portfolio. My name's Rob Davis, and I am the Group Marketing Lead for HPE at ALZO, and I'm delighted to be joined today by Bob DeVita, who's the Senior Manager Global Distribution for SimpliFied at HPE, by Chuck Hook, who's the Senior Global Channel Presale Solution Architect at HPE, Mauro Bassini, who is the Senior Solutions Architect Worldwide Channel at HPE, and Tommy Lowe, who's Team Leader Hewlett-Packard Enterprise at ALZO Finland. Welcome, gents. Great pleasure to have you here today. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
All right, so I want to dive right in because we've got a lot of exciting news to cover. We've got some big announcements, which are going to mean some new opportunities for our partners. So HPE recently announced the launch of the Data Services Cloud Console, which marks a real shift in how HPE sees configuring and deploying and managing storage infrastructure. So Bob, I wanted to start with you by asking if you could tell us a little bit about this announcement. So why has HPE announced this move, and how does this new strategy change the storage experience from HPE? What kind of opportunities can our partners expect to take advantage of?
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate the opportunity. Before I explain why we announced it, let me explain what it is, just change the order a bit, what it is and then why we announced it. In reintroducing our bold new vision, it's called Unified Data Ops. Simply put, Unified Data Ops embodies the new true north for data storage. And that's true north is bringing the cloud operational model to our customers from a data services perspective. Wherever the gear is, on-prem, colo, etc., we're bringing them that true cloud operational model. Now, the real net benefit of this bold new offering is that we're going to help our customers accelerate their digital transformation in a very data-driven, highly contextual manner as we move forward. And this is going to free their data and their agility so that their innovation will be unleashed at last. Many of our customers, most if not many, they're locked behind, the data is locked behind the quagmire of silos and gear in their data center, and they don't have easy enough access to make decisions with it. Data is the new currency. You have to bring that out into the open where it can be analyzed in a flash. Now, this bold new strategy consists of two major components, the first of which is bringing new data services platform to our customers and allowing them to reduce complexities, run their environments in a more agile manner, a cloud native manner. We're truly transforming the business into a cloud-first, software-defined mall or ordering catalog, if you will, so that they can set up and run the data center with ease and the agility of the public cloud. Now, this new offering is brought by two major pillars, the first of which is Data Services Cloud Console. This is a landing zone for our customers to go in and visualize their data, to provision and manage data, as well as a bevy of other value-added services, including our award-winning AI Ops, which is powered by InfoSight. Now, the second exciting component of the bold new offering is an exciting new brand of primary storage products called HPE ALLETRA. There's a mission-critical high-end version called HPE ALLETRA 9000. There's a business-critical version called the HPE ALLETRA 6000. I'm sure Chuck and Mauro are jumping over the top of their PCs right now in order to talk more about these exciting technologies, and I'm sure they're going to do that in a few minutes. So let's take a look at a combination of the two pillars from a customer's perspective, from your customer's perspective. Typically, installing sophisticated storage equipment was a very complicated process, huge IT projects. With our new approach, you roll the kit into the data center, you rack it, plug in the network, and power it up. A couple of clicks later, the equipment shows up on your console, and you can manage it from anywhere in the world. That's a powerful, powerful message. Now, typically, storage environments have been very siloed for different workloads, and the customer had to think about that on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And the second thing that we've added takes care of that. It's called intent-based provisioning, which is you go into Data Services Cloud Console, and it already understands the fleet of equipment you might have in your estate. You simply express the workload and then state some basic characteristics about that workload. Or you just choose one of the templates which we provide. And automatically from there, we find the right place to host your customer's workload based on the capacity and the service levels that your customers need. So it's an automated process. We have totally simplified the process while bringing our customers the speed, simplicity, and the agility of the cloud. Let our code and algorithms do all the work so the customers don't have to get bogged down by administrative actions in the time it takes to do them. Now, in short, we've turned silos of complexity and the time they take to process into seamless clouds. It's eliminating the barriers that slow your customers down and lock their data behind that complexity, thus freeing them to accelerate, analyze data quickly, and shape their own competitive advantage so that they can succeed into the future. This is all done with a cloud-based model that feels just like you're going off to the public cloud, but all the gear is in your data center in place. Exciting new announcement.
Thanks. Yeah, very, very exciting. A lot of information to take in there. Maro, I wanted to hand it over to you and ask you from an end customer's perspective, what are the components of this new announcement? How's it going to change the way that end users are going to consume storage?
Okay. Yeah, thanks for the question. As Bob just said, we were talking about complexity and the fact that the customer have to manage all these complex storage things from different consoles. In a survey that HPE just ran with ESG, the result were that we have the customer are using on average 23 different tools to manage their infrastructures. And now we feel that it's time for our customers to reimagine data management. That is basically software as a service, cloud-based console that delivers the cloud operational agility for customers and is designed to unify the data operations to manage the infrastructure through a suite of cloud services. And the second part, as we said, is a brand new cloud native data infrastructure that is called HPE ALLETRA. And Chuck will talk about that in some minutes, but these innovations together, bundled together and combined with InfoSight are delivering a completely new experience to the customer and is bringing the cloud operational model to the on-prem or the hybrid cloud environment. And I would say that as some of our executives said in the interviews, we are bringing an in-place transformation, bringing the cloud operating model to their on-premises infrastructure. So we are putting together the good things of having data local with sovereignty and very low latency, and the fact that with a cloud-like experience is very simple to manage everything.
So Maro, that sounds really fantastic. It's clear that this recent launch is all part of HPE's execution of your intelligent data platform strategy. In simple terms, can you explain what the components of the Data Services Cloud Console are and what that means for our partners?
Yeah, thank you, Rob. This is very interesting because this cloud console is a new concept for the market, but actually we have years of experience on this because the Data Services Cloud Console is based on the experience that HPE made with the Aruba Central console that is running since some years, millions of devices are connected from all over the world. So we are starting from that, and we put together the great artificial intelligence and predictive analytics from InfoSight, and also an acquisition that we made some months ago, that is Cloud Physics. Cloud Physics is basically a tool that can do assessment, but can also do very sophisticated regarding how you can deploy your applications on your infrastructure. And these components together can make it very easy something that before that was very complex. For example, Bob mentioned intent-based provisioning. With intent-based provisioning, basically you can deploy an application throughout your arrays that can be in the cloud on premises, just saying which kind of application it is, what are the requirements, and then you click a button and everything is done automatically. And why this console is very interesting for the partners? Because we are changing the model, the way we run data services. So, for example, you can define role-based access control, and you can select, for example, you partner as the management admin of your arrays, or the partner can run your arrays on their location, and you can have the view of what's happening there. And another thing that is very interesting also for the future is that this console is completely API based. So it means that we have a list of APIs that a partner, a technology partner, can use to build new services, to automate this console, and to, let's say, complement this console with their own products. So from a business perspective, it can be very interesting for a partner to take this journey with HPE.
Perfect. Thanks for that, Mauro. Chuck, I wanted to hand it over to you. Mauro touched on another part of the storage announcement, which is 2 brand new heavy-hitting all NVMe products for large customers. Can you talk to me a little bit about these 2 new hardware systems and how they tie into your intelligent data platform strategy and also the data services cloud console?
Absolutely, Rob. And really, I'm super excited to talk about this. They're really our newest storage family members. We'll refer to them as our storage family members. And Mauro just introduced how we're going to be able to manage that storage from anywhere. I'm going to start talking about the platforms that you're going to manage exclusively from the DSCC. They're grown out of the existing DNA, the genetics of Nimble and Primera. I'm going to introduce the HPE ALLETRA, 2 platforms that are all NVMe front and back and 100% managed in the cloud. The ALLETRA 6000 and the ALLETRA 9000. The 6000 is the next in the evolutionary journey of Nimble, and the 9000 is the next in the evolutional journey of Primera. For the 6000, it's everything the world has come to expect of the Nimble experience. However, with this tectonic shift to NVMe, A few of my favorite things are those 6 nines, almost 7 nines of availability that we get, not just hero numbers, but these are proven availability numbers that we got for over 10 years of collecting InfoSight data. Streamlined data services, right? Allowing you to use inline dedupe and compression, data at rest encryption, snapshots, clones, both asynchronous and synchronous replication. And all those features are available without having to license or activate any of them. Think about drive protection, right? Nimble offers triple RAID parity to protect your drives for up to 3 drive failures simultaneously. And then finally, that ability to scale up or to scale out as your capacity and your performance needs change. And did I mention speed, right? The ALLETRA 6000 is seeing up to 3 times better performance over the Nimble Gen 5 array. But one of the things that really kind of caught my attention is when you lift the covers on the 6000. From the power supplies to the processors to the memory, it looks just like a ProLiant server, right? The controllers inside of the ALLETRA 6000 look just like a ProLiant. We've essentially mixed the ProLiant DNA with the Nimble DNA to give this wonder twin power of the ALLETRA 6000. We've also made another shift in leveraging the new AMD processors, which give us greater density in core count, greater density in memory channels, as well as up to 128 PCIe lanes. That's all playing into the performance increase of the 6000. The 6000 is going to enter the market just like Nimble did with 5 models, right? All scaling up with performance as you go through the models, just like Nimble. And we're going to enter the world here as a head unit, right? With either 12 or 24 drive options, and then controller options that are going to give you performance from 100K IOPS all the way up to 800K IOPS, almost doubling what the Nimble Gen 5 arrays are delivering. And then in the August timeframe, we're going to start adding NVMe connected shelves to expand those head units out. And then the 9000, right? This is a platform that's for our customers that truly insist on mission critical, always on, always active, and even the new capabilities of active stretch cluster. The HPE ALLETRA 9000, just like Premier, offers 100% availability guaranteed as a standard benefit, always on. Currently, the 9000 is going to start shipping as a 2-node or 4-node controller pair and going to scale to 6 or 8 active controller nodes, all NVMe front and back. Just like the 6000, the 9000 is going to enter the market as a head unit only, and then going to be able to scale up to 8 NVMe drive enclosures and give us that HA shelving that we've all enjoyed with 3PAR, right? So when we talk about speed with the 9000, we're talking like 186,000 miles per second speed, right? The 9000 has these hero capabilities of hitting over 2 million IOPS and then less than 250 microseconds of latency. It's like 1.21 gigawatts. I mean, what was HPE thinking there?
Thanks, Chuck. Yes, some really impressive numbers there, and really impressive announcement on the new ALLETRA hardware. While we're on the subject of storage hardware, we obviously don't want to miss out on SimpliVity and MSA. So perhaps you can talk a little bit about some of the other products in the HPE storage portfolio and how they fit into your intelligent data platform strategy as well.
Yeah, Rob, of course. I mean, HPE, we're a portfolio company, right? We have very strong offerings in storage, compute, networking, right? We're industry leading in all those areas. And it's true, right? We're changing the way world is going to manage their data by radically simplifying the model on how we're going to manage storage going forward, right? But we're also continuing to innovate across the portfolio. So, for example, we just recently released the MSA Gen 6, right? And we've simplified the MSA experience to be this intuitive, no manual needed approach to management. And I think when we look at the key value, one of the key values of the MSA is this ability of automated data tiering, right? We can use large, dense spinning disks, 15 terabyte spinning disks, alongside with flash in an effective way to reduce the cost of storing your data, but giving you the performance that you need, right? So your most recently used data sits in flash, and we automatically tier off the least recently used data to the spinning disk media, right? And that methodology is helping us enter the marketplace with MSA starting at $7,000, right? And still maintaining that performance that our customers are demanding, right? And the MSA gives us the ability to scale up to almost 2 petabytes of storage, right? And then the next gen MSA, the Gen 6, is giving us performance improvements of almost 50%, right? And now a lot of that comes from adding a 12 gig SAS backend connectivity to the drives. But we're also innovating in technology inside the MSA to give us better rebuild times, and also to give us this ability to understand the array's health and well-being. A lot of customers who buy MSA were set and forget kind of customers, and they were running into performance issues as the MSA aged. So we came up with this way to be more proactive in the healthcare of the MSA array. Let's kind of shift over into our commitment into the hyperconverged market. Right? HPE continues to innovate around SimpliVity. And I want to be 100% clear here. We are fully committed to SimpliVity. We just released the 4.10 version of SimpliVity, things like connectivity into cloud volumes. Next release is going to bring us connectivity into Cloud Bank for that archiving of your data. We just released multi-site WAN connectivity into the StoreOnce appliance. We're continuing to improve on SimpliVity, especially in the areas of how it integrates with InfoSight. Right? We just released polling now of up to 5 minutes from the cluster and federation into InfoSight, so we get better telemetry understanding. And as we grow out the SimpliVity roadmap, we're going to see more and more InfoSight integration into that. And then completing our HCI portfolio is the disaggregated HCI platform. And that's going to actually evolve to include the ALLETRA 6000 array, right? So now those customers who want that core data center experience with the hyperconverged ease of use are going to get that with all NVMe ALLETRA performance. We're going to continue to innovate on Primera and Nimble, and a lot of those arrays are going to evolve into the Data Services Cloud Console management concept as well. But they're really going to be targeted for those customers who aren't ready for NVMe, right? The ones that are still buying hybrid, or maybe customers that are dark site customers. So as you can see, we're really evolving the portfolio beyond just building a better box, right? Beyond telemetry, beyond lifecycle management, we're really driving it to unleash the power of our customers' data, right? Which is their gold, and really to deliver this true digital transformation through a better data management experience.
Awesome, thanks, Chuck. So some really great updates from the HP storage portfolio there. I wanted to close things out with Tommy and bring Tommy in as our HPE team lead in Finland. You're also a storage ranger, so perhaps you could just tell us a little bit about what our customers can expect from ALZO in terms of how we can help them with solutions design and configuration support for all of the products that we've heard about today.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Rob. It's a pleasure. So I would divide our role in 3 main areas. First, understanding and analyzing. Second, designing and sizing. And then thirdly, building and presenting. So firstly, we would like to start with very basic elements with our partners. So to understand the business of the end customer. So like, what are the reasons why they store data and how they want to use it? And whenever possible, we want to understand all the data types the end customer has as of today and their growth estimates for the next 5 to 10 years. Because all of these data, different types, I mean, they make a huge impact on how this new storage platform or hyperconverged platform is going to be built and how accurate our sizing and configuration will be. So with ALZO's expertise, we can help our customers to understand these things, the meanings of these things, and also to help them to export the data from the current systems and analyze the workloads. So secondly, based on the data gathered and analysis, we can start thinking of the possible solution components for the case. If it is, and as we see it every week, basically, it very often is the case that we're not only targeting the primary storage platform, but also the service needs to be renewed, the backup solution, and also the data center networks needs to be refreshed to meet the end customer needs. And for the sizing part, obviously, using HPE tools like SIMPLIFIED Sizer and InioStars for the primary and secondary storage platforms, but also for the very specific workloads that we're seeing emerging, like VDI, different databases from Oracle, Microsoft, and even SAP HANA. For the private cloud platforms from VMware and Microsoft, we work with HPE reference architectures and guidelines. So with the correct data and the tools from HPE, we can choose the right solution components and size them correctly for our partners. And just to give you an example for the complete data center refresh, talking about the primary storage, the backups, and the servers, we love to lead with HPE hyperconverged platforms. So SIMPLIFIED and Nimble, the HEI mentioned here already, they are the cornerstones for us building the foundation for the next-gen data center for our partners and end customers. And depending on the end customer availability targets, we can design the solutions from single to multiple data centers using HPE's and VMware's high availability and disaster recovery solutions. And thirdly, for the configuration part, I mean, we are building the solutions, we are using HPE tools there as well. So OCA, the famous cloud-based configuration tool, and it really gives us the possibility to build any hybrid IT solution out there from HPE attached with the HPE PointNext services. And also not to forget that from OCA, we can also export very technical specification reports against the built solution to allow our partners and their customers to get basic information regarding the power consumption and cooling and stuff. And last but not least, we can help our partners to make proposals. So we're using Proposal Web from HPE, and even to present the solution to their customers. So we can be taken into these meetings as a hybrid IT specialist or whatever. We don't care about the names and titles, but just to give the insight for the solution design, the architecture, and definitely the benefits of the solution for the end customer business.
Well, gentlemen, I want to wrap things up for today's session and I'll ask you all very quickly, what's the one most important thing our partners should take away today? And where should they go if they want to find out more info? Chuck.
I'm going to say the most important thing to take away from today's session is HPE is on a journey. We're on a journey to be that edge to core to cloud as a services company. Our CEO's vision, Antonio Neri, has been in motion for over 3 years. Both organic and acquired resources, he's been collecting these to realize this vision. Today's announcement was just another step toward that vision, right? And we're expecting to fully realize this by 2022. I don't think anybody else in the industry is even close. And then, you know, our partners have access to HPE Seismic, and it contains all the briefcases for all the new storage platform announcements that we did this month, both ALLETRA 6000, 9000, and the Data Services Cloud Console. And I would say, finally, leverage the folks at Also, right? They're just an extension of HPE. The Also teams are heavily trained on all the HPE platforms and tools, and they can bring the HPE experience right to your partners where they reside.
Thanks, Chuck. Over to you, Mauro. What final point would you like to give our partners?
Yeah, I would say, like Chuck mentioned, we are on a journey, but we started this journey some years ago with GreenLake Central, and now we are completing this vision, adding new components. Is a technology market trend, so we can see that traditional storage vendors, but also public cloud hyperscalers are coming in this new hybrid cloud play. And we are happy because it's a confirmation of our vision. But remember that we started some years ago, and we have the experience, and we collected data that let us drive the new vision with some years ahead of competitors.
Thanks, Mauro. And finally, over to you, Bob. What would you like to close out with? Oh, you're on mute.
You're muted.
Rob, I think where I would close out is.
Should we start again? I'll start that one again. I'll cut it in. It's fine.
Okay.
Thanks, Mauro. And finally, over to you, Bob. What would you like to close out with?
Well, Rob, I think where I'd like to close out is what would I do if I was a reseller? And when I take a look at everything they've heard over the past 20 minutes, all of your customers are counting on you to be their trusted advisor. They count on you to bring them market trends, market announcements, any big announcements. There's never been a bigger announcement in the history of data storage than this one. So the message I would have is bring this to all of your customers. They all need to hear this dramatic, bold new vision, especially since we're executing it right now. The second place I would look, obviously, 3PAR is up for refresh. Those customers that you're going in to talk to about it, you don't just have solutions in the ALLETRA 6000 and 9000 to offer them, but you have a total vision to offer them as well. But along the way, let's not forget, we need to sell solutions on a monthly, quarterly basis. So if your customers are not ready to accept that grand vision quite yet, then that's okay. Sell them one of the foundational building blocks to that vision in the ALLETRA 6000 or 9000. And another place I would look if I were you would be the competitive footprint. Anytime you have, a lot of our competitors now are in the process of forklift upgrades for new technologies. Obviously that floor tile is up for discussion. You have a discussion and you're going to be matching their discussion solution to solution or solution to box. But now you can encompass that discussion when it comes to the HPE representation with a grand vision. And it's a tremendous vision, and where it's a bold new vision that you need to get out there. So before you do any of those things, I would engage your local HPE rep and contact your rep where you share an account together. We have a tool that I'm not sure you've heard about called SDOE, Software Defined Opportunity Engine, where you share an account with your HPE rep, contact him, ask him to run an SDOE on that account, and you're going to get all sorts of performance metrics as well as the requirements for the applications. It's just a really nice printout that encapsulates what your customers' workloads are, what they look like, and what they need, so that you can craft up an intelligent proposal to go to that customer together with and help, drive your customer's success. So Rob, with that, I guess I'd like to thank also yourself and Tommy on behalf of the whole HPE team. We thank you very much for the opportunity today and wish you the best.
Thank you, gents. Thanks for your time today. It was a real pleasure speaking with you as always.
Thank you.
If you're watching and you're interested in finding out more about the topics that we've covered today, you can talk live with one of our team at CTV via the Ask the Experts link on the stand by clicking chat now, or you can reach out to your local ALZO team via the email link included as well. We hope you enjoy the rest of CTV. Thank you.